Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
All of you, please switch on your videos. Joseph, Vinayak, Catherine. So children, in the last class, we were discussing about the equations of motion. Okay, so we can make a quick revision of that topic. Then we can move to the next. So who is here? Gobi Krishna, can you define the equations of motion? Define equation of motion. Gobi Krishna, can you hear me? Define equations of motion. The same question to Asin.
The motion of a body moving with uniform acceleration can be described with the help of three equations called equation of motion.
Very good. The motion of a body, that is, if the object or a body is moving with a uniform acceleration, we can describe the motion of an object with the help of a set of equations, and that set of equations are called equations of motion. And in physics, okay, Gobi Krishna, okay. I think most of them are facing network issue today. Okay, all right. So in physics, how many equations of motion are there, Joseph? How many equations of motion are there? Nima, in physics, how many equations of motion are there? Vishal? Yes. Anyone? Yes, we have three equations of motion. So what is the first equation of motion? Midun.
E is equal to U plus AT.
Very good. V is equal to U plus AT. Can you differentiate each term present in this equation?
Ma'am, U is initial velocity.
Good.
V is final velocity.
V is the final velocity.
A is acceleration.
Okay, then?
T is time.
T is the time. Shivanya, the first equation of motion is also known by one more name. What's that?
Velocity time relation.
Velocity time relation. Very good, because the first equation of motion is the relation between velocity and time. So we can call it as velocity time relation. Then next one, Alan Joy. Tell me the second equation of motion.
Ma'am, S equal to UT plus half AT square.
Very good. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Good. Then who is here? Abhishek, can you differentiate each term present in this equation? S is equal to UT plus half AT square.
Yes, ma'am.
What is S stands for? S?
Distance.
Distance, or we can say it is represents the position of an object. Then
U is equal to initial velocity.
U is the initial velocity. T?
Time.
Time.
A acceleration.
Acceleration. Okay, good. Then Alia, the second equation of motion is also known by one more name. What's that?
Ma'am, position time.
Position time. Complete the sentence. Position time.
Position time equation.
Position time relation. Okay, the second equation of motion is also known as position time relation, because it is the relation between position and time of an object. Okay, the distance covered by the object in a given interval of time, or this equation gives the relation between position and time of an object. So we can call it as position time relation. Then the next question to Krishnaveni.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the third equation of motion.
Ma'am, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS.
Very good. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Christo, can you differentiate each term present in this equation? V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Christo, the same question to D1.
Dion.
Yes.
V is final velocity. U is
Okay.
initial velocity.
Okay.
A is acceleration.
Okay,
and S
then.
is distance.
S is the distance.
Distance.
Okay, good. Then Shivanand, what is the other name for this third equation of motion? The first equation of motion is known as velocity time relation. Second equation is position time relation. Then what is the other name for third equation of motion? Same question to Thomas Chaco. Thomas.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
What is the another name for the third equation of motion? One more name is there for the third equation of motion. What is that? Yes, it is the, can you repeat it once again?
Velocity position relation.
It is the velocity position relation or position velocity relation. Because in the third equation of motion, the term time is absent. So it is a relation between position and the velocity. So the third equation of motion is also known as position velocity relation, or you can say velocity position relation. Okay. So today we are going to derive these equations of motion graphically.
Ma'am, should we take the graph book?
No, you don't need to take the graph book and all. So all of you write the next heading. Graphical representation of equations of motion. Graphical representation of equations of motion. Okay. So in physics,
Ma'am, I can see the board.
You did not share.
okay, all right. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
In physics, we have three sets of equations in order to represent the motion of an object which is moving with a uniform acceleration. And that three equations of motion are V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and 2AS is equal to V square minus U square, or we can say V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. The first equation is known as velocity time relation. Velocity time relation. And the second equation of motion is known as?
Position time.
Very good. It is position time relation. And what about the third case?
Velocity
Velocity
position
position
relation.
Velocity position relation. Velocity position relation. So we are going to derive this equation graphically. Okay. So what is our first equation of motion? The first equation.
V is equal to U plus AT.
V is equal to U plus AT, or we can write it is velocity time relation by graphical method. Velocity time relation by graphical method. Okay. So for your periodic test exam, you have only up to the three equations of motion. You don't need to study the graphical representation of equations of motion. Only up to the three equations of motion. V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Okay, no need to study the graphical representation. So here we are going, yes.
Ma'am, you gave velocity time graph, ma'am. So we have to study only the points.
Yes, only need to study that points. V is equal to U plus
I'm only the method, right?
Yes, only the three equations. Only the three equations. No need to represent, no need to study.
Ma'am, based on
graphical
equations,
representation.
problems will come.
No.
Okay.
Because we are not used to practice any problems based on this equation. So you don't need to expect any numericals from that portion. Study only the three set of equations.
Okay,
The
ma'am.
three set of equations of motion. Okay. So here we are going to derive the velocity time relation by graphical method. So for that, first we are considering the velocity time graph of uniform motion of an object. Consider the velocity time graph for the uniform motion of an object. So all of you draw the velocity time graph for the uniform motion of an object. What is the nature of the graph for the uniform motion of an object? Velocity time graph for the uniform motion of an object?
Straight line.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Uniform.
we have to draw this in the graph book. Or
No, you can draw it in your notebook itself. You don't need to draw it in your graph book. The time in second is taken along the x-axis. And here the velocity. What is the SI unit of velocity? Can you recall the SI unit of velocity?
meter per second.
Meter per second. Very good. Meter per second along the y-axis. So here we are going to derive the first equation of motion, that is V is equal to U plus AT from a graph. For that, we consider the velocity time graph for the uniform motion of an object. Here we have the origin O. Initially, the object is moving with an initial velocity U and it is reaches at a point A. Okay. So the initial velocity of the object is U and it is reaches at the point A. Whenever it is reaches at the point, it increases its velocity uniformly and then it reaches at the point B. So at B, the velocity of the body becomes V. That is the final velocity. S.
Ma'am, U is at origin now.
Yes. It is started from the origin. We know that what is origin? Origin is the point from which the object is start its journey. Okay. So from the point O to A, the velocity of the object is U. That is the initial velocity. Then from the point A, the velocity of the object is increases and it is reaches at the point B. The velocity is increases in a uniform way. So it is represents a uniform acceleration. The object is moving with a uniform acceleration. After reaching at the point A, the velocity is increases uniformly and it is reaches at the point B. Now draw a line that is perpendicular to our time axis and mark it as C. And this portion BC is representing the final velocity B. So this region OA, the object is possess initial velocity U. Then whenever it is reaches at the point A, it increases the velocity in a uniform rate and reaches at the point B. Then the portion B to C. Here we are drawing a line that is perpendicular to the time axis and this portion BC is represents the final velocity V. Now in order to complete the graph, draw another line that is perpendicular to velocity axis. Draw another line that is perpendicular to velocity axis and mark it as BD. In your textbook, it is not D, so we can take it as E. Here it is E, not D, E. And here also we are draw another line that is parallel to time axis. And here you can mark it as D. So this is the complete graph that we need to derive the equations of motion, the three equations of motion. So from O to A, the velocity possessed by the object is U, that is the initial velocity. Whenever it is reaches at the point A, the velocity of the object is increases uniformly, or we can say it is undergoes a uniform acceleration and it is reaches at the point B. Then we draw a line that is perpendicular to the time axis and mark it as BC. And the portion BC is represents the final velocity V of the particle. Then we draw another line that is perpendicular to the velocity axis and taken it as BE. Here also we draw another line that is AD, that is parallel to time axis. And here this OC is time T. The portion OC is represents time T. Okay. So now we can find some physical quantities from this graph.
Then should we take the graph?
Yes.
Then should we take the graph book?
No. From this graph, we can find out some physical quantities. Okay. Students, can you identify the physical quantity that is present, the portion between OC? It is represented. What is OC represent from this graph? OC? Time. It is T. Okay, good. And what is OA represents? OA?
Velocity.
Which velocity? Specify it. Whether it is initial velocity or final. Very good. It is initial velocity. Okay, then all of you listen here. If OA is the initial velocity U, then can you say what is the region CD represents? CD. Here OA is initial velocity U. The exactly same length is represented by CD. So can you say what is the portion CD represent here?
Final velocity.
If it is final velocity, here the final velocity is represented by BC. So my question is D. DC, D for doll, DC.
Then distance.
Is it is distance? Here OA is represents the initial velocity U. Correspondingly, exactly the another side. You just imagine it is a rectangle. If it is in a state of rectangle, we know that the two sides are equal. Okay, the two opposite sides are equal. So here if OA is represent initial velocity U, what is the CD represents?
Ma'am, U.
Again it is U. It is the initial velocity itself. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, here in this figure, you just consider the rectangle OADC. So here OA represents initial velocity. So we can say the portion CD is also represents the initial velocity U. And here in this rectangle OC, the portion
Time.
OC is represent time. Then can you guess what is this portion AD represents?
Time.
It is also the time. Okay. Again, from this graph, this portion BC, the portion BC is represents the S.
Fine. Finish.
Ma'am, I cannot see the board.
What about others?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
we can see it.
I think some connectivity issues are there. Here, no problem. Okay. So here, the portion BC, the portion
Final.
BC is represents the final velocity, V. Then what about the portion OE?
Final velocity.
Final velocity.
Again, the portion OE is represents final velocity V. Okay, because both of them are exactly the same distance. The BC and that of the OE both are along the, or both are exactly the same distance. Okay. So from the graph, we find some physical quantities. So from graph, all of you write from graph, OC is equal to T. Similarly, AD is equal to, if OC is equal to T, AD is equal to T. It is also again time, T. Similarly, OA is equal to OA.
U.
U. It is the initial velocity U. Then what is DC represents DC
U.
or CD? It is also U. So here the CD or DC represents U. Again, what all things you get from this graph? BC, the portion BC is equal to
Final.
Final velocity.
final velocity. BC is equal to final velocity V. One more term. Similarly, OE. OE represents
V.
The final velocity.
again the final velocity. So here OE represents final velocity V. So all these terms that we get from the graph, OC is equal to T, AD equal to T, OA is initial velocity U, CD is again initial velocity U, BC is final velocity V, and OE is equal to final velocity V. Okay, so these all parameters that we are obtained from the graph. Now write the next step. Then,
Can you show last slide?
okay. So these are the physical quantities that we are identified or determined from the graph. It is already portrayed in our graph. OC represents the time. If OC is the time, the portion AD is also represents the time. O is the initial velocity. CD also represents the initial velocity. The portion BC represents the final velocity, and OE represents the final velocity.
Okay.
Okay. Then again from the graph, can you say what is BC? I am not asking about the final velocity. How we can measure the side BC mathematically? What is side BC? No idea?
Ma'am, rectangles with...
No, the straight line BC. BC. Suppose you imagine if you have a line A, B, C. Okay. No, you don't need to think about the angle and all. Here we have a line A, B, C. Here, what is this line AC represents AC? AB plus BC,
BC.
right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
the total line AC is given by AC is equal to AB plus BC. Similarly, you consider the line BC in our graph. Consider the line BC.
Ma'am, so BC is equal to BD plus DC.
Yes. Here the line BC. The BC is given by BD plus
BD plus DC.
DC. Okay, so write that sentence there. So from graph we have BC is equal to BD plus DC. Here we are going to derive the first equation of motion V is equal to U plus AT from graph. That's why you can see some alphabets. Finally, it is moved into the equation. So BC is equal to BD plus DC. Again, what is BC? What is BC?
Velocity.
Which velocity? It is the final velocity.
Final velocity.
So substitute the value of BC in that equation. So here BC is final velocity V is equal to
U plus U.
What is BD?
U.
Is it is U? No. BD. The total distance BC is V and the half portion DC is U. We can derive. We don't know the value of BC. Sorry, BD.
Half.
So we can. Okay. No need. You can write it as BD as it is. BD. Okay. Because we don't know the value of BD. So V is equal to BD plus what is the value of DC from the graph? DC
U.
or CD?
U.
It is the
U.
initial velocity U. Okay, right. It is U. So what is BD then? So here V is equal to BD plus U. Then what is BD?
80.
Rearrange the equation. Kept the BD as in the left hand side and
Ma'am,
bring the
BD
U
is equal to V minus C.
yes, bring the U to the left hand side of the equation. So we get BD is equal to V minus U. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we get BD is equal to V minus U. So for that we are considering the line from this graph that is BC. The total line is BC. So we can write BC. BC is equal to BD plus DC. That is the portion BD plus DC gives the total line BC. BD plus DC. And here BC is represents V is equal to, we don't know the value of BD, so write BD as it is, plus DC. DC is represented by the initial velocity, so you can write it as U, which implies BD is equal to V minus U. Is there any doubt regarding this step? Okay. So now we can calculate the acceleration. All of you write the next step. Then acceleration is given by, here we get BD is equal to V minus U. Therefore, acceleration of the object is given by acceleration. What is the equation for calculating acceleration? What is acceleration? Already discussed in our previous class.
Rate of change of velocity.
Yes, it is the rate of change of velocity, or we can write velocity divided by time. Velocity divided by time is known as the acceleration, right?
Yes.
And from the graph, how you can calculate the acceleration? From the velocity time graph, you can calculate acceleration by a method. Is it the area under the straight line, or by the slope under the straight line?
Area under the straight line.
Slope under the straight.
The slope under the straight line gives the acceleration. That is what is one of the use of velocity time graph. The slope under the velocity time graph gives the acceleration. And in the last class, we were studied about the area under the velocity time graph gives displacement. But here we are going to calculate the acceleration of the moving object. And how we can calculate the acceleration under the moving object, acceleration of the moving object? For that, we are going to consider the area under the straight line. So what about the slope, not area, slope under the straight line? So this is the slope that we are consider here. So what about the slope under the straight line AB? Slope under the straight line. This is the slope under the straight line. If it is a straight line, we are needed to consider the slope. The slope under the straight line. So here we have BC and OC. So we are going to consider this straight line, the slope under the straight line. So what will be the slope under the straight line AB?
Fine.
Here we have a slope.
Yes.
D.
How we can find out the acceleration from the graph? Acceleration is equal to velocity divided by time. And which portion is represent the velocity here? Here we have a slope, BD and AD. BD, very good. BD is representing the velocity, and which portion is representing the time? AD. The portion AD is represents the time. So we can write from the graph, acceleration is equal to velocity by time, or the slope under the straight line gives the acceleration, or A is equal to which portion is represents the velocity here? BD. And which portion is represents the time? AD. So from the graph, acceleration A is equal to velocity is represented by BD divided by time is represented by AD. So acceleration A is equal to BD divided by AD. Now we know the values of BD and AD. What is BD? The previous equation, we derive an equation value for BD. What is BD? BD is equal to V minus U. Good. Here BD is equal to V minus U. And what is AD represents? AD. Can you identify AD?
Time.
Yes, from the graph, what is AD represents? AD is time. So substitute the value of AD there. So it becomes V minus U divided by T. A is equal to V minus U divided by T. Okay, now we are going to rearrange the equation. I want to bring this T to the left-hand side of the equation. So the equation becomes
multiplication.
AT is equal to, here the t is in the denominator. Okay, so I am going to bring this time t to the left hand side of the equation. Okay, so here the time t is division. This undergoes a division. So when I bring or brought this t to the left hand side of the equation, it becomes multiplication. So AT is equal to V minus U. AT is equal to V minus U. Or we can write V minus U is equal to AT. AT is equal to V minus U, or we can write V minus U is equal to AT. Which implies, what is V?
Final velocity.
Final velocity. From this equation, can you form an equation for the final velocity V? V is equal to?
U plus
AT plus U.
AT plus U, or you can write U plus AT. And what is this V is equal to U plus AT represents?
First.
Very good. It is our first equation of motion. Hence, it is proved. This is the first equation of motion. So here we are deriving the first equation of motion from a graph. Once again, we can go through each step. And if you have any doubt regarding with the steps, you can clarify now itself. So V minus U is equal to AT, or V is equal to U plus AT. And this V is equal to U plus AT is our first equation of motion, or we can call it as velocity time relation. So this is the velocity time relation by graphical method. So in order to derive this first equation of motion, first of all, we consider the velocity time graph for the uniform motion of an object by taking time along the x-axis and velocity along the y-axis. The portion O to A, the object is moving with a uniform initial velocity. The object is moving with a initial velocity U. Then from the point A, the velocity is increases uniformly, or it is undergoes a uniform acceleration, and it is reaches at a point B. Then we draw a line that is perpendicular to the time axis, a line BC that is perpendicular to the time axis, and that portion BC represents the final velocity of the object. Again, we draw another line that is perpendicular to that of the velocity axis, and we give the name BE. The line BE is perpendicular to the velocity axis. Again, we draw one more line that is AD. It is parallel to the time axis. Then what is the next step? We identify the physical quantities that is present in this graph. The portion OA represents the initial velocity U. If it is represent initial velocity U, then what about the portion CD represents? CD. Again, it is represents the initial velocity U. Good. Again, AD, the portion AD is represents? Time. Then OC is also represents? Time. And here the side BC is represents? Final velocity V. Then what about the case OE, the side OE? It is also represents the final velocity. Okay. Then we are starting with the side BC, the length BC. The length BC is divided into two. That is, BC is given by BD plus DC. BD plus DC or CD. And from the graph, we know that BC is the final velocity V. And we don't know the value of BD. So we write the BD as it is. Then the next term is DC. And from the graph, we know that the DC or CD is equal to initial velocity U. And from this equation, we form a relation or equation for BD. BD is equal to V minus U. Okay. Then what is the next step? And we know that here we are considering a velocity time graph. The slope under the velocity time graph gives which physical quantity?
Acceleration.
Acceleration. So for that, here we are consider the slope under this velocity time graph of a uniform acceleration motion. So the slope is given by the triangle ABD. The triangle ABD gives the slope of this straight line. So from this, acceleration A is equal to velocity divided by time. velocity divided by time. That is BD divided by AD. From the equation, we know that BD is V minus U and AD is T. So we take this T to the next, the left-hand side of the equation, it becomes AT is equal to V minus U. Then we just rearrange the equation. V is equal to U plus AT. Hence, it is our first equation of motion. It is also known as velocity-time relation. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, students, it's the time. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.